That's the water in his office. Oh, it's not too bad, Simon. He goes, the other one? Watch out!
You gotta put it in your mouth and suck on it so you get all the juice out.
Let's go, Cats! Do it!
Only start the clock when you hand her the ball. You can't do that. You have to touch the person first.
Was it girls?
Huh?
Is it girls or boys?
What's it look like?
I'm sorry.
I hope you can tell the difference. I'm really Which one?
Amazing off-ramp person.
He was golfing in Washington. Oh, no, I can't.
They have made you the same thing.
I wouldn't do 5.
And you should never do it.
You got, you're in the men's
Make
team.
mistakes all day long.
Yeah, are you ready?
I'm doing well. Malia, go get me 2 programs, please. 2 programs, quick.
Oh yeah, we got to keep it.
Good evening. Welcome to South Summit High School. Cody Bowen, Jeremy Fierro bringing you the season opener of girls Wildcat basketball tonight as the Union Cougars are in town. And we're excited to bring the first home game tonight between our South Summit Wildcats and the Union Cougars. South Summit coming off a big win last week at Layton Christian, entered the game 1-0 and have a very seasoned team coming back, 8 seniors onto the team. And so ought to be a nice run for these Lady Cats this year as Union comes into the game at 0-3. And they've played a tough schedule thus far, losing games to Summit Academy, Carbon, and Wasatch. So 0-3 coming into the ball game, but still a pretty good 3A ball game, ball team. So it ought to be a good game tonight between these two teams. Coming back for our seniors are McKay Wolstenhume, Taylor Reedhead, Jade Snyder, Natalie Nichols, a new girl into the school, Josie Graycheck, Rachel Rideout, Sierra Davis, Sydney Vadreen, and we have no juniors on the team this year. We got 2 sophomores that seem to get a little time, Hannah Peterson, Sammy Rogers, and so those will be the 8-10 girls that we'll see most often on the court tonight. And it's an experienced team, a team that took 6th place in the state tournament last year, were the region champions last year as well. And so it's a team that there are some high expectations. Girls have been playing a lot since they've been into middle school years, and it's an athletic, quick team, and it ought to be a fun team. One thing they're lacking from last year is the great scoring from Alicia Lewis, who scored into the mid to upper teens last year, typically averaged. And so they're searching for who's going to take over that leading scoring role. Rachel Rideouts last week led the team in scoring with 14. But there are many capable shooters. McKay Wolstenhume's a great shooter outside. Sierra Davis ought to do well in the inside. And out on the breaks, Taylor Reedhead, Sydney Vadreen, and Snyder, and Josie Graycheck has provided some good ball handling. So ought to be a good team. Ought to be a great defensive team as well. Very quick. There aren't many quicker teams in the state. Very athletic, and we're excited to have it. Jeremy, it's good to have you here for some basketball. Did some great work in football. Jeremy's been doing the technical work for our school, bringing you the great broadcast. Got some great students helping on the cameras. So, Jeremy, ought to be a fun time.
Yeah, I'm really happy to be here, Cody. I'm glad I get to fill in here and do a little announcing and let the kids take over on the technical stuff. Hopefully they can handle that all right. But, yeah, I'm excited to see these girls play. I heard they're pretty quick. You know, as I look out there and look at the two teams, it does look like we're lacking a little bit of height, but I'm hoping the speed can make up for that.
Yeah, they generally will do that. So we'll look forward to some starting lineups here shortly. We'll have the national anthem coming up, so we'll be back with the starting lineups momentarily. Thanks for joining us tonight on the home opener of South Summit girls basketball. All right, beautiful flag there dropping from the sky, brings us a nice national anthem, and we're excited here as a new coaching staff is in place. for the South Summit girls basketball team are one of our own, Trevor Wagstaff, back into the Valley and has taken over the girls basketball program. He's assisted by Caitlin Nelson, Jenna Kais. So a great staff to finish these seniors off and get these young girls coming along as well. So beginning of a great year, a lot of optimism, a lot of excitement. Starting for the Union Cougars tonight, number 10 for Union is Lexi Anderson, number 14, Shayla Draper, number 3, Katie Ross, number 23, I believe it was Ashlyn Bird, and number 33, Cassie Houston. So for the Lady Cats tonight, starting will be number 30, Sierra Davis, number 5, Josie Graycheck, number 11, Natalie Nichols, number 12, Taylor Reedhead, and number 21, Rachel Rideout. So 5 seniors out there for the Wildcats. So typically Sierra Davis has jumped center. I anticipate her jumping again. And Coach Wagstaff starting to get his program in place. And a lot of new stuff he's trying to implement, trying to build on these girls' strengths. A lot of speed, as we mentioned. They'll put a lot of pressure defense on opposing teams. With that speed and their depth, they can bring a lot of girls in and out of the bench and keep girls fresh, and they really don't miss much at all as they have interchanging these girls in and out of the starting lineups and off the bench as well. So we'll see how they do tonight. Number 10 for Union will be jumping center for the Cougars. That is Lexi Anderson, and Sierra Davis will jump with her. So we're just about underway. And ball's up and we're underway as Union controls the tip. They got a quick break after number 14 on the way. A beautiful play there by Union. Shayla Draper with the first basket of the ball game, and Union leads 2-0. As Rideout now for South Summit, it looks like Union's in it man-to-man, so they'll set their man-to-man offense, South Summit, as Rachel and typically Josie out here on the wings controlling the ball. Rachel loses the ball, slips. Turnover, first turnover of the night for the Wildcats. That'll turn the ball over to Union. 2-0 lead, just underway, 7:35 left here in the first quarter. Bringing the ball up for Union, number 3, Katie Ross. And Ross now dribbles deep in, goes baseline to Anderson. Anderson up off the glass, no good. She's going to be fouled. And that'll send her to the free throw line. Foul is on number 30, Sierra Davis. And that's one of the challenges. Sierra gets a little aggressive at times, gets in some foul trouble, picks up the first team foul, first personal foul for the Wildcats. And at the free throw line, number 10, Lexi Anderson, misses the first free throw. 2-0 lead for the Cougars. South Summit turns it over on their first possession. We'll try to do a little better here on this second one. Second free throw's up and good. It's a 3-0 lead for the Cougars. And these Cougars extend this man-to-man pressure as Graycheck brings it up for the Wildcats. Graycheck's been a nice addition for South Summit. She's having a little trouble, able to get the loose ball. Now it's bumped a bit, dishes off to Nichols. Taylor Reedhead going down low to Davis. Ball stolen away by Anderson. Goes the loose ball to Chelsea Burchell, and down comes Union. Dribbling in deep, number 14. Shayla Draper gets a couple of shots, no good on the offensive board, and Nichols comes out quickly for the Wildcats. On the break, goes to Rideout. Little 10-foot jumper's good. And Rachel Rideout with the first bucket of the night for South Summit. 2-3 deficit for the Wildcats. And South Summit starts in a man-to-man as well. Guarded up closely, Rachel Rideout on the ball of Burchell. Burchell goes baseline, up the glass, no good. And Nichols again with the board, passes off to Graycheck, and South Summit can take their first lead of the night on a made bucket as Graycheck gets into the lane and dishes out to Reedhead. Reedhead now working her way over to Rachel. Now good spot for Sierra, turnaround jumper, good. Sierra Davis beautifully and softly off the glass. It's a 4-3 lead for South Summit. When Sierra's able to get that ball deep in the lane right there, she's great at posting up and does a nice job off the glass as South Summit gets the turnover. Natalie over to Josie. Josie pulls up for a 3. It's no good, but there's Davis for the offensive board, and she's going to get fouled. So Sierra Davis, great couple of possessions here on the offensive glass. She'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Number 10, Lexi Anderson. Davis shoots 2.
Sierra's going to play a huge role this year for these Wildcats as she provides much of the size that this team has, and we've got to keep her on the floor. As Sierra's first shot is a little long, no good. As South Summit's leading 4-3. Davis's second shot. He lines it up. And no good again, both deep. Hustling to the ball is Nichols, unable to come down with it. And Ross for Union will handle the point duties. Guarded closely by Reedhead. They go high post to number 33, Cassie Houston. Likes to get a little rough in there, it appears. They go another high post on the left elbow. And a travel there. She forgot to put the ball down on the turnaround. Turnover Union will be South Summit basketball. Like you said, Jeremy, the size of Union's quite a bit per girl, bigger per girl to the height. Like you mentioned, the quickness is proving there. As again, Davis on a beautiful assist from Taylor Reedhead. The speed of Reedhead off the left-hand side finds Davis on the right block. She puts it in after a foul. And Davis now with 5 points on the night, 2 buckets and a free throw, has a chance to get her 6th point. South Summit has doubled up Union now, 6-3. Davis's shot is up and 3 in a row too deep, or 3 out of 4 too deep. And Anderson now picks up the ball for Union. Down low, no good, and Rachel loses the rebound out of bounds. As Davis has missed all of her free throws, but has 4 of the 6 points for South Summit. It'll be a ball for Union. Baseline, beautiful look there, too hard off the glass is Anderson, and down with it comes South Summit. Out on the break again, Reedhead tries to go up off the left-hand side. Ball's blocked away, and Ridehouse comes down with the rebound. South Summit doing a good job on the glass. Hustling to loose balls, trying to find Davis down low. They go low block to Graycheck. Great pass to Davis. Gets out of her hands, slips away from Nichols over to Reedhead. South Summit doing a good job keeping the possession here, and they go right wing to Josie. Josie trying to go baseline, finds Rideouts down low. Ball's going to go off the foot. Number 21, Chelsea Burchell. It'll be South Summit basketball on the baseline, waiting for a call from Coach Wagstaff. Going to a stack set, line set as they wave off, and Josie goes down low to Natalie coming inbounds. Rachel now over to the left wing to Taylor. Taylor goes baseline. Josie, jump shot. It's good! Josie Graycheck, her first basket as a South Summit Wildcat here at South Summit High. And adding to an already deep senior bench, it's an 8-3 lead for South Summit. And up on the left elbow is Houston, who dishes off to Ross. Ross tries to get in the lane. No good off the glass. Rebound to Graycheck, and South Summit's on the run again. Beautiful look over to Nichols. Nichols looks like got fouled. No call. Ball's going to go off Union's leg. It'll be South Summit basketball. Jeremy, you mentioned it. The speed of South Summit getting up and down the court has been effective. Getting some good looks.
As soon as they get that offensive rebound, it's like the ball's underneath the other basket right away.
Yep, they go quickly. Taylor, beautiful inbound, left hand, great shot, Taylor Reedhead. And Union wants a timeout as South Summit has gotten out to a 10-3 lead. We'll take a break, 3:57 left, South Summit leading by 7. Halfway through the first quarter, South Summit's leading 10-3. Forced Union take a timeout as South Summit's gone on a 9-1 run after Union got the first bucket, led 2-0 since then. It's been all South Summit. This pressure defense created some problems. And another travel there as number 10, Lexi Anderson, twice now on that right elbow. Has forgot to put that ball down quick enough as she tries to spin off that high look. And it's been a couple of turnovers for the Cougars. Now Union will try to put some pressure on themselves on South Summit. They'll clear it out, go to Taylor Reedhead, broke it easily. Now Reedhead goes baseline, gets shut off, goes to Davis. Good looking shot, just a hair long, big high rebound to Houston, and Ross now for Union. Again, likes that high look, tries to turn, a lot of size there, close to 6 foot as Anderson now will go hard. Stolen away by Graycheck. And there's going to be a push from behind on Anderson. Great defense there by Josie. She stole the ball away and it was loose and going out of bounds. Anderson kind of pushed her in the back, pushed her out of bounds. Turnover to the Wildcats. That's the second foul on Anderson. Third team foul on the Cougars at South Summit basketball. Reedhead up the center of the court. Great little ball handler. Very quick. Goes to Graycheck. Cutter inside to Nichols. Nichols dishes back out to Graycheck. And over to Rydalch. Down low to Reedhead. Reedhead baseline. No good. Fight for the board. And coming down with it is number 10, Anderson. Anderson will bring it up for the Cougars. Kicks over to a running number 30 for Union. I don't see it. That's 20. Sorry, 20. Paige Farnsworth gets the bucket. And 10-5 lead for the Wildcats. Rachel Rydalch tries to pressure into the inside of that lane, gets forced out, and she'll bring it back out. South Summit will reset. Both teams going in the man-to-man thus far, and both teams getting a little more comfortable still early in the year as this is Union's fourth game. Graycheck goes hard baseline, forces it up, no good. Little contact, ball's knocked away, and it'll go to Union as Ross now tries to break for the Cougars. And guarded closely. Natalie Nichols, probably the best defender on this basketball team, always generally gets assigned the best scorer and does a great job of shutting down opposing teams' high scorers. And Rachel back on the rebound for South Summit. They go to an open Graycheck for three. It's up, no good. And big rebound goes to Rydalch. Rydalch goes baseline, no good. But Davis, couple of offensive boards. She puts it up, no good again. Couple of great looks by Sierra, unfortunately unable to convert. And Union's back on the break. Ross will get fouled. Jeremy, a couple of good looks there from Sierra. There's been a lot of contact thus far. These refs are letting them play pretty rough.
You know, Cody, that's been the theme of the night. These two refs did the freshman and the sophomore game, and they were just kind of letting them play all night long.
That generally works early, but the longer the game goes and the tighter it gets, the more upset crowds start getting, and we'll see how this one goes. As inbound to Union, and there's going to be a foul on the shot. Taylor Reedhead reaching in on the shot. That'll send number 14 to the line, Shayla Draper. 10-5 lead for the Wildcats. 1:43 left in this first quarter. Since being down 2-0, South Summit has controlled this quarter. Has led 10-3, and Union trying to scratch their way back in. First free throw by Draper is good. And Draper minimizes the lead to 4. It's a 10-6 lead for the Wildcats. Second free throw for Draper. Little long, high rebound, fight for it. Davis, another good rebound, kicks over to Rydalch. And turnover, South Summit. A little sloppy on the outlet. Rydalch wasn't quite looking. Sierra threw it her way. Ball goes out of bounds. A quick turnover back to Union. They can cut it to 2 or 3 right here. Ross will inbound for the Cougars. And goes over checking in Chesney Nielsen for Union. And Draper looking for help. Gets a back cut, beautiful back cut. Unable to get the pass, but follows the loose ball. Up high, number 20, Farnsworth fighting for it. 25 as well, another big input. Hannah Horrocks. And continues the offensive board, and finally for South Summit, Natalie Nichols comes down at the board, and Vadrine's checked into the ball game. Ball's knocked out of bounds by the Cougars. Shayla Draper, it'll be South Summit basketball. So McKay Wolstenhume has checked in, as well as Sydney Vadrine, and now sophomore Hannah Peterson. Starting to give some girls some breathers. as Nichols will inbound for South Summit. They go over to Wolstenhume. Vadrine now, yo-yoing the dribble, goes left to Wolstenhume. Down low to Vadrine. Vadrine tries a shot. Another offensive board by Davis. Davis has 6-7 rebounds already on the night, having a tough time finding the glass putback. But great job, Sierra on the glass. Keeps the ball alive. Turnover from the Union on the outlet pass. It'll be South Summit basketball in the deep corner. Hannah Peterson will inbound for the Wildcats. Goes up top to Natalie. Natalie dishes off to McKay. Wide open three. It's up and good! McKay Wolstenhume, 3 points right off the bench. Instant offense for the Wildcats. It's a 13-6 lead for the Wildcats. Missed shot by number 14, Shayla Draper. Rebound to Davis, and on the move come the Wildcats. Nichols to Wolstenhume. Kicks over to Vadrine. Vadrine into the lane, and she travels undecided on where she wanted to go with it. Couldn't find anybody off the drive. She drags the pivot foot. Turnover, South Summit. And 25 seconds left. We'll see if Union tries to play for one shot. Ross goes right into the lane, and she gets a little bump foul on Vadrine. A little hand check. Number 14 foul on South Summit. First individual personal foul on Vadrine. 19-8 now as Union sets up their inbounds play. Inbounding, they try to go off the back of Davis, misses her. Vadrine gets the loose ball. Nichols all alone, goes up off the glass. Beautiful shot. Natalie Nichols, the speed of South Summit, converting quickly, and Hannah Peterson almost with the turnover. And gets it. 10 seconds left in the first quarter. South Summit going on a run as Natalie went the length of the court, nice and softly up the glass. They'll go to McKay, wide open three. It's up, no good. Fight for the board, and go to McKay again off the board, and short one more time. Natalie Nichols offensively grabbing the boards. Union back, the buzzer will ring at the end of one. South Summit leads 15-6. We'll take a timeout. Great first quarter to start off the 2014-15 home season as South Summit leads 15-6. Great first quarter from South Summit. After a little a little slow movement there to start this first quarter, South Summit picked up the pace quickly. Great scoring first quarter, putting up 15 points, led by Sierra Davis with 6. And Hannah Peterson trying to find somebody down low, and they find Graycheck. Top of the key over to McKay. McKay and Graycheck hand the ball off. Good pressure defense put on by Union. Ball's knocked away by number 25 for Union, Hannah Horrocks. It'll be South Summit basketball.
You know, Cody, I put the lead on South Summit so far because of the depth of this team. They have so many seniors here. They're able to substitute them in and go on a couple runs while Union didn't have the subs to put in to keep up with them.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge strength. They're going to be able to be fresh and bring in players off that bench. And as you saw, McKay Wolstenhume comes in, provides instant offense. Hannah Peterson does as well. Great player, had a great JV game. They go high post to Sammy Rogers, no good. Fight for the board again. Hannah Peterson will probably, if I had to guess, lead this team in rebounding this year as she is constantly around loose balls on the glass. And one more time was there. Foul over the back on number 24. Chesney Nilsson, that's the 4th team foul on Union. As Hannah inbound, they go right back to her. She gets a little dribble and a jump shot, no good. fight for the board. Sammy Rogers hustling. Great job by Sammy to keep that ball alive. Clears it out top to South Summit, and they'll sit again. Vadrine goes low to McKay Wolstenhume. And McKay having a hard time holding the ball on the baseline penetration. Turnover South Summit. And now the Wildcats will be on the defensive side. And now South Summit will settle into a 2-3 zone, trying to mix it up defensively. Union has proven not to be able to shoot the ball real well, especially from the outside. They'll try to pack it in. Sammy Rogers tries to step in front of a driving number 25, Hannah Horrocks, and now she gets a bucket off the glass. It's a 15-8 lead for South Summit. South Summit has continually had to face a pretty good Union man-to-man defense as they go baseline to try to go to Sammy Rogers, and stepping in front of it, number 33, Cassie Houston. Turnover again, South Summit, as now McKay gets her hand in on a shot. Steals the ball away, outlet to Vadrine, and Vadrine up the court quickly, up off the glass. Beautiful! Sydney Vadrine with her first bucket of the night. And one more time, the speed of South Summit leading to breakaway points off the glass. Sydney gets her first bucket of the night. South Summit leads by 9. Now Union having to adjust to this different look for South Summit. 2-3 zone. Oh, looked like a great block there from Sydney. As the official had a little different angle, he'll call a foul on Sydney. That's her second personal foul. That's the 15th foul on South Summit. That will send number 24, Chesney Nielsen, to the free throw line, with South Summit leading by 9. Nielsen's first free throw is up and good. Good looking shot there from Nielsen. And they can get to double figures here on the scoreboard with a second shot by Nielsen. Rideouts checks into the ball game for South Summit, and Vadrine will check out with her second personal foul. Doesn't want to get a third here in this first half. Nielsen, 2 good looking free throws. It's a 7-point lead for South Summit at 17-10. Great check. Quickly brings it up for the Wildcats. Goes over to Rideouts. Rideouts baseline, trying to find somebody. Goes to Graycheck. Now ball stolen away. Aaron pass by Graycheck, and away comes Nielsen. Up into the lane, off the glass, no good, but rebounded by Ross, and over to Houston. Houston loses the ball, fight for it. Rideout saves it from out of bounds, goes to Wolstenhume. Middle of the court to Peterson, trying to find a gap, goes to the high post to Graycheck. Shot by Josie. Good shot by Graycheck, her 4th point on the night. 19-10 lead for the Wildcats. And Graycheck paying off immediately for South Summit. Handles the ball quite often. Hit 2 jumpers now for her 4 points. That's exactly what South Summit needs. A little more scoring to add to this deep, quick, good defensive team, as Rogers working hard down low on position. Ball's inbounded to Union, and Nielsen will go up top to Ross. This zone gives a little chance for a little breather occasionally on defense. Still got to work hard, hands up, try to shut Cutters off as number 21 works her way in. Birchall, loose ball, will be knocked out of bounds by South Summit. It'll be Union basketball.
Love the hustle there by Hannah Peterson, diving on the floor, trying to save that.
She is all over and really around the ball constantly. So Ross gets the inbounds, and a travel there by number 25, Oryx, for Union. Lots of travels called on Union thus far as Sammy Rogers comes in, gives some good minutes, spelling Sierra Davis, first cousin, spelling first cousin. And nice to see that Sammy's able to come in, has a lot of height, does a good job filling the hole in that center, getting those hands up. As now Graycheck will bring it up for South Summit. Graycheck is going to be bumped by Ross. That'll be the 15th foul on Union. Getting close to the bonus now. We're halfway through the second quarter. And checking in for the Cougars, number 20, Paige Farnsworth. Inbounding for the Wildcats will be Hannah Peterson. Hannah Peterson will inbound. Cutters going for South Summit. Goes up top to Graycheck. Graycheck gets into the lane, goes to Hannah, loses the ball, falls out of her hands. It'll go to Union, and Cougars are back on the move. Anderson hustling her way in, and she travels again. Great defense as Hannah beat her to the spot. Didn't know where to put the ball down, and she travels. Another turnover. Great defense of this pressure defense for South Summit. providing a lot of trouble as the ball's gotten stuck right up into the rim. And they jar it out of there. It'll be South Summit basketball. 4:24 left, second quarter. South Summit with their biggest lead of the night, 19-10.
I know that's about 4 or 5 travels on Union so far. I credit that to the tight defense that the Wildcats are putting on them. They're trying to get that quick first step and forgetting to put the ball down.
Yep, South Summit's always a step ahead of them, beating them to spots. There's nowhere for them to go, and they can't find anywhere to put that ball down. As Rachel goes high post to Sierra Davis. Sierra back to Rachel. Inside, beautiful pass to Graycheck. And Graycheck camping in the lane a little too long as Rydalch threaded the needle there beautifully. And Graycheck off the glass, but they call 3 seconds on her just prior to the made bucket. It'll be Union basketball. Halfway through the second quarter. 19-10 lead for South Summit as Natalie Nichols is checked back in. Coach Wagstaff doing a nice job rotating players, keeping them fresh, getting lots of time in there for several of these girls as the ball will be kicked out of bounds by Nichols. It'll stay with Union. Deep in the right-hand corner of the court, Union will inbound. South Summit now moved into the man-to-man. They go up top. And Ross now looks at a three. Now dribbles hard left. Offensive foul on the screen on number 10 as she slid in to try to get a pick. A little too much. Foul on number 10. That's her third. So Lexi Anderson's going to have to check out of the ball game. Didn't get the sub in quick enough. So a little pressure here for Anderson to stay in this ball game. They go down low to Davis. Davis, good spot, into the cutting. Hannah Peterson, no good. Offensive board, Peterson's knocked away. They go out to Nichols, pump fake, nice move, Natalie, no good. Fight for the board, and down with it comes Anderson. She saves the ball out of bounds to Ross, and Ross tries to go on the deep pass. Anderson's able to pick it up. She goes up with the shot. Getting a little sloppy out here. Anderson takes advantage of the loose ball, scores the bucket. It's a 19-12 lead for South Summit. Rydalch with the jumper. Good shot by Rachel. Her second bucket of the night. One of the great outside shooters for the Wildcats. She and Graycheck and Woolstenhume all shooting well from the outside. It's a 9-point lead again for South Summit, 21-12. High post look to Anderson. Ball stolen away by Peterson. South Summit on the break. They go out to Nichols. Nichols off the glass, no good. Unable to handle the pass. Double dribbles. And that'll be another turnover to South Summit as Taylor Reedhead checks in. And Peterson, nice minutes, checks out of the ball game. 2:43 left, first half in the second quarter. South Summit has led throughout, exception of a 2-0 lead. Led by 7, 8, or 9 here for the majority of this quarter. As now back into the zone defense are the Wildcats. Graycheck and Reedhead up top with Davis in the middle and Nichols and Rydalch on the forward spots. Ball stolen away. Quick hands by Reedhead. She leads Graycheck a little too far. Loose ball on the ground. It's a jump ball. Good hustle by both teams. Diving on the loose ball. It'll go to Union. Looks like we'll take a timeout. A little timeout here. South Summit leads by 9. 21-12 with 2:21 left in the second quarter. .221 left, second quarter. Girls basketball season opener starting off well as Wildcats lead 21-12. And Ross will inbound after the timeout and sees this 2-3 zone by South Summit's been effective, mixing it up. As Union has proven they have no outside shot yet, so everything comes inside. Off the glass, no good. Offensive rebound, no good. Finally, Davis comes down with the board and outlets to Reedhead. Once again, South Summit quickly back. They kick over to Nichols. Nichols goes to Reedhead. They clear and will start again. Graycheck over to Reedhead. Need somebody to get moving here. South Summit standing a little too much. Great check now. Goes baseline. Goes to Rideouts. Pulls up a little jumper. Rideouts. No good. Fight for the board. And Reedhead unable to handle the rebound off the shot from Rideouts. It'll be Union basketball with 1:39 left. Checking into the ball game, number 14, Draper for the Cougars. It's a great defensive lineup out on the court for South Summit, doing a great job keeping their hands up. Good job there by Sierra as she held firm, hands up, stays out of foul trouble as Rideouts gets the loose ball. And now goes to Nichols. Nichols cross court to Reedhead. Reedhead gets bumped, no call. Ooh, a lot of contact right there. Woo, knocked the ball right out of Taylor's hands. Ball came up underneath the backboard and goes out of bounds with no call. It'll go over to Union. Like you mentioned, a lot of contact as South Summit now will defend again. Union working the ball around the perimeter and try to find a low post look. Number 33 with a nice turnaround. Cassie Houston got good position. Turn. She's the tallest player out on the court. Gets a bucket. It's 21-14 lead for South Summit as Rideouts goes baseline. She's going to be fouled, and that will send Rideouts to the free throw line, as that's the 7th team foul on Union. Should be a 1-and-1 for Rachel. And Rachel will go to the free throw line. Rachel's typically been a good free throw shooter. Nice soft touch, so with the 1-and-1, that should send her to the free throw line. So 51 seconds, just under a minute left in this first half. 17 fouls on the Cougars, 5 on South Summit. Only the second time South Summit's gone to the line as Davis is 0 for 3 from the free throw line. Rideouts' shot's too hard. Fight for the board. Beautifully done by Nichols. Gets the offensive board and the putback. Gets fouled. Great job, Natalie. Hustling on the board. Her second bucket of the night. She'll go to the free throw line. Great job on the hustle by Natalie.
Great awareness of where to be on that basketball court.
Yep, she snuck around right off the block out. Found the loose ball, went straight up, got hacked on the arm. Free throw is up and good. Nice shot by Natalie. She gets her 5th point of the night. It's now a 10-point lead for South Summit with 46 seconds left in the half. Biggest lead of the night for the Lady Cats. Inside, beautiful move there by Draper. Gets the bucket, and Graycheck travels. Once again now, turnovers proving costly for South Summit as Graycheck turned into a defender, tried to hesitate, didn't put the ball down. Another turnover. That's exactly what Union had done a few times, so it'll be Union ball. They go inside. Good look. Kicks out to Ross for the jumper. It's good. Union now putting a little run together. Consecutive buckets. Cuts a 10-point lead to a 6-point lead. 24-18. South Summit see if they can't hold for one shot. Prevent Union from getting another look at the bucket. Nichols goes in the lane. Kicks off to Davis. Little baseline jumper. Good shot. Fight for the board. And 21 comes down with it. Chelsea Burchell. And Union will get a chance to cut this to a 4-point lead. Burchell now left elbow. Dribbles hard left. Goes to Ross. She's going to have to shoot it quick. And with that, Union does not get a good shot off with the last possession. At the end of the first half, South Summit leads by 6 as Union goes on a little 4-0 run. And Jeremy, pretty good half.
Oh yeah, it's been really good. I've really been impressed by the play of the Union's guard, Ross, there. I don't think she came off the floor once, and she was all over the place.
Yeah, she holds that offense together for Union. The coach talking to her a little bit about managing that clock late, trying to get a better shot off before that buzzer rang. So we'll take a break here at halftime. First game of the home opener for the South Summit Wildcat girls basketball team, and a good half to start. 24-18. South Summit leads by 6. We'll allow you to enjoy some halftime entertainment here by the South Summit dance team. And the South Summit cheerleaders, I'm sure, will be presenting as well. So enjoy the halftime. We'll be back with third quarter action. South Summit leading 24-18.
Even
even have dancers in class a couple years ago? It's kind of a new thing, isn't it?
Now welcome to the floor of the South Summit Bobbies.
That's pretty impressive.
Bobbies look poised for a state title. Nice job, Bobbies.
Well, that girl's proud to be an American over there, isn't she? Jordan Howe came up to me today. We're holding this government book. He said, Mr. Fierro, this is the best class I've ever taken.
Stand up, stretch your legs, and join the cheerleaders in the school song.
He seems quite involved in just all that stuff. He hates He hates anybody. New baseball coach. We have about 1 minute left here in this halftime as South Summit comes out of the locker room leading by 6. Very balanced scoring attack for the Wildcats. Natalie Nichols at 5, Josie Greenchap 4, Sierra Davis 4, Rachel Rideout 4,
Sydney Vadrine 2, McKay Wolstenhume 3, and Taylor Reed had 2. So very balanced attack as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 girls score for South Summit. And that's going to be another of the great assets this team has. There isn't really one player to shut down on this team, and there's not one person to focus upon. So that's the beauty of not having a real explosive scorer. Sometimes last year, teams loved to focus on Alicia Lewis because she was such a great scorer and rarely had any success shutting her down. But this year, without one real leading scorer, this team ought to be able to be very flexible, very diverse in who can score. And it's one of the great assets that a very deep 8 senior team has. And so they'll play to that advantage this year as leading out on the court, start this third quarter, will be Reedhead, Ridealts, Graycheck, Davis, and Nichols, and for Union, Ross, Burchell, Anderson, Draper. For the Cougars as Natalie Nichols gets the steal and South Summit's on the break already. Shots blocked, and it's brought down by number 14, Draper, and it'll be back to Union basketball.
So moving into this second half here, Cody, I think if the Wildcats can keep up the rebounding they did in that first half, they should be just fine.
Yep, they've done really well rebounding the ball, both offensively and defensively. As South Summit's on the break, beautiful break over to Reedhead. She has a hard time handling the break. She'll travel. So consecutive turnovers there by South Summit on good defensive series. And some good chances on the break, just unable to convert on consecutive fast breaks. So a little rusty coming out of the locker room. We're about 1 minute into this third quarter. South Summit leads by 6 as Union finished the half on a 4-0 run, cut it to 6. Chance to cut it to 4, and does. Number 10 for Union, Lexi Anderson, gets the bucket. It's a 4-point lead. This is as close as it's been as ball's knocked away. South Summit having some trouble with the press. As Union goes to a zone press this time, South Summit finally breaks it, brings it across. Rideouts now to Graycheck, over to Reedhead. Reedhead goes baseline, little pull-up jumper, no good. Rideouts with the offensive board. She's bumped, and they'll call a travel on her. Looked like she got fouled, no call. She falls down, traveling, third consecutive turnover on South Summit. And Union starting to make this ball game close.
These refs have been pretty consistent on their calls, though.
Yes, they have. You got to give them credit as they've allowed it the whole game. So no time to change now as players are trying to know what to adjust to. Union turns the ball over. Too many turnovers here on both sides of the ball as Union now goes to a 2-2-1 press, and he decides to go out of it. And Rideout gets the ball center court. 6:28 left, third quarter. South Summit clinging to a 4-point lead. Rideout now will dribble into the lane. Passes off to Davis. Great check. Open three is no good. And a long rebound goes to Ross. Good box out by Ross. And Union's on the break. They go inside. No good. And Reedhead comes out with the break. Quickness of Reedhead up the middle of the court. It's got a pass to Nichols. Beautiful break by South Summit. Just unable to convert. Davis with the offensive board. Over to Reedhead. Misses another putback. Fight all over. And the ball goes out of bounds off Union. It'll be South Summit basketball. Lots of good looks there by the girls down low. Just can't find the right spot on that backboard to get it to fall in. But they'll get another look at it. Leading by 4. Nichols will inbound for South Summit. Rideouts goes out wide. Pulls up with a jumper. No good. Good look there off the inbound play. Rebound to Union, and they'll get a chance to cut this to 2. As you mentioned, Ross does not come out of this ball game. Runs the point for the Cougars. And number 21, Burchell, starting to find her way into the lane. Loses it out of bounds as she's had a couple of drives inside. It'll be South Summit basketball. Into this 2-2 press, 2-2-1 press as South Summit dribbles through it. Davis does a nice job of deflecting a defender for South Summit as Reedhead able to get to the hole but can't put it in again. South Summit unable to find the bucket early in this third quarter. They've gone 3 minutes without scoring, and Union's threatening to get it close. Ross with the jumper, no good. Great box out. 5 girls all on their defender that time. Beautiful circle there around the ball as South Summit gets the board, goes to Rideouts, who goes baseline. Rideouts tries to go inside. Turnover again, South Summit. Just not able to flow well here on the offensive side, and Union getting too many chances offensively. They go on a high post look to number 10, Anderson. She tries the jumper. Again, great rebound by Davis. I wish we had the rebound numbers. She's got to be in double figures as Graycheck goes up off the glass and just rims out. Fight for the board. And Draper tries to get it. Saves it beautifully to Burchell, and Union again with a chance as the Union coach encouraging his team to slow it down, getting a little erratic, a little sloppy. As he goes to this high point look, stolen there by Rideouts. Rideouts has got a 2-on-1, and beautifully done by Ross. Knocks the ball out of Rideouts' hands as Rideouts just a hair late on a dish that would have led to a layup as Ross gets back quickly. Nichols will inbound for South Summit. They'll go to Graycheck up top to Reedhead. Reedhead dribbles hard right. Rideouts thought about a jumper on the baseline, decides against it, goes cross court to Nichols, wide open jumper. No good. Fight for the board. Reedhead knocks it out to Nichols. Great job again on the loose ball from Reedhead, getting to it. Goes inside to Davis. Beautiful pass by Rideouts. And finally South Summit gets on the board as Davis puts in the bucket. It's a 6-point lead. And South Summit finally gets the ball to drop.
I think that's the first one in 10 shots there, Cody.
It's been a rough stretch here towards the end of that second quarter and the beginning of this third quarter. As South Summit led by 10. Union cut it to 4. Now South Summit's up by 6 and has the ball. Over to Rideouts. Rideouts open look on the jumper. Short, no good, and Ross with the long rebound. Quick shot there by South Summit. Good look by Rideouts, but awful quick goes to Anderson. Anderson with the putback. And Union now starting to push the ball up the court when available. And back into this pressure go the Cougars. Nichols off the Graycheck. And South Summit will slow it down and set up the offense. Reedhead into the lane, tries a 10-footer, no good. Rebound to Graycheck, she tries the jumper, no good. And coming down with the ball, number 25 for the Cougars, Horrocks, as she goes to the ground, gets tied up. It'll stay with South Summit as McKay Wolstenhume will check in for Graycheck. Wolstenhume came in, hit a big 3 in that first quarter. Will look to shoot some outside shots again as Nichols will inbound for South Summit. Nichols goes over, tries to go to Reedhead. Ball's knocked away by number 20, Fransworth for the Cougars. Deep corner, tough spot for Nichols to inbounds, right in the corner of the court. Union not pressuring the ball, which makes it easier. Long cross-court pass to Wolstenhume. Over to an open three from Rydalch, and Rydalch hits the three-pointer as her 7th point of the night. Much-needed three-pointer. It's a 7-point lead for South Summit off the inbound. Beautifully drawn up there. South Summit moved the ball quickly to the open Rydalch. Trying to go baseline is Draper. Draper goes up top. That's a travel by Ross. Shuffled the feet. Turnover to South Summit. Maybe the Wildcats now can go on a little run.
What was nice about that shot by Rydalch is there was no hesitation at all. You know, that's what I've noticed a little bit. They've been hesitating. Should I shoot it or pass it? Rydalch just took it to herself and popped the three, put it in.
Yep, she caught and shoot. That's a great point. Now they go inside. Rydalch, good pass to Davis. Cross court to Reedhead. Reedhead back to Davis. Off the glass. Get in there. No good. Ball rolled around the rim a couple of times. Unable to drop. Rebound to Union. Now Draper goes hard right. Nice move there by Draper. Unable to convert. Rydalch with the defensive board, and South Summit's on the move. Rydalch up the right side of the court. Crosses over to the center. Nichols over to Reedhead. And Reedhead now. Over to McKay Wolstenhume and over to Natalie. Natalie goes hard left. Great spot to Davis. Beautiful pass from Nichols to Sierra Davis. And Davis having a nice game as she has her 8th point of the night. Softly off the glass again. And Sierra Davis close to a double-double as she's got double digits in rebounding. 8 points, having a great night. Just what South Summit needs out of the center for South Summit. Now South Summit trying to kick this defense up as Reedhead guarding the ball on Ross. They go down low to Houston. Houston gets tied up, stolen away by Davis. Leads to the break. Reedhead into the center of the court. Crossover to Wolstenhume. And McKay will clear up top to Reedhead. Good defense by Davis. We're mentioning her name often. Having a great game as they go into the key to Davis. Rydalch with the jumper. It's short, no good. And Houston with the board.
Good box out there by Houston.
She's a good defender and a nice rebounder for the Cougars. Roscoe's in the lane. Left hand, no good. And rebound to Nichols. South Summit's got a 4-on-3, 5-on-3 if they want it. Wolstenhume's going to pull up for a 16-footer. Just short, no good. Fight for the glass. Reedhead's on the floor, kicks it out to Davis. Davis, great pass to Nichols. Nichols gets fouled and finishes. Great job, Natalie, on a beautiful pass as Taylor Reedhead went to the floor, kept the ball alive, slapped it over to Nichols, and Nichols with the finish from Davis. Great job by South Summit, working hard as subs come in. And Rydalch and Reedhead will go out, and Vadrine and Peterson will check in for South Summit. 11-point lead for South Summit. Biggest lead of the night as Nichols can extend it to 12. Natalie shot too deep as Peterson almost gets the offensive board. Anderson now kicks off to Nilsson. Nilsson over to Draper, a little 10-footer on the baseline, no good. Fight for the board. And coming out with it will be number 20, Fransworth. Number 15's checked into the ball game. Her first shot of the night. Berge, no good. And Sydney Vadrine comes out. Over to Wolstenhume. Into the middle to Hannah Peterson. Beautiful. Wolstenhume to Peterson, and Hannah scores for the first time.
What a nice cut.
Yeah, South Summit extends it to a 13-point lead. 3 seconds left in the quarter. Hard off the glass. Out of control. And there will be a foul, it looks like, just before the buzzer on this third quarter rings as South Summit goes on a great run. As they go on an 11-2 run to finish this third quarter. It was a 24-20 ball game, and now South Summit leads 35-22. And Anderson will go to the free throw line with no one else as she was fouled as that buzzer rings. Hits the first free throw, cuts it to a 12-point lead. Anderson, good-looking shot, nice rotation, nice and high. Little short on the second one. So at the end of 3, South Summit finishes on a nice run. They lead by 12, 35-23. We're at the start of the fourth quarter. South Summit finishes on a nice run to extend the lead to 12. Biggest lead of the night. 8 minutes of basketball left on the home opener for South Summit girls basketball as Jade Snyder comes in and will get her first minutes of the night. Very deep bench South Summit can go to as Union tries to cut this margin to 9 or 10. Got to get something going quickly. Baseline goes Union, no good, and Wolstenholme comes down with the rebound. It's knocked away. Fight for the ball, and Wolstenholme will pick up the foul. She loses control trying to get it out of traffic, and she's a little banged up as she went down hard.
She got a little banged up in the JV game as well, Cody. I saw her come out holding her head pretty bad, so she's had a pretty rough
night. She plays
night.
hard, got knocked down hard, and this floor is a little unforgiving when you go down hard, so she'll take a little breather. Great check, will check in. 7:45 left in the ball game. Inbounding, we'll go to Berge for Union. Berge over to Anderson. Down low, ball's knocked out. Slides through her hands. Good job on the defense down low by Peterson. It'll be South Summit basketball. Hannah will inbound to Josie. And Josie turns the ball over, gets her hand under the ball, travels with it. One thing Coach Wagstaff and his staff, when they look at this film, they've got too many turnovers. And that's something they're going to have to work on as they work throughout this season. 7:31 left. Union trailing by 12 as he gets orders there, and another travel, drug the foot, no call. As Burchell tries to back her way in. Nice job there by Burchell, backing Josie into the lane. And she gets two as Hannah Peterson tries to get the ball in. And Burchell hustling on defense and almost gets the steal as Peterson having a hard time inbounding. This time they knife off. It goes inside to Graycheck. Graycheck now will bring it up for South Summit. Josie, good ball handler, guarded closely by Burchell. And that's going to be a check there on a foul by Burchell. Thought he had a 5-second call, the coach did. Only the second foul on Burchell, and it'll be the third team foul on Union. Not much fouling in this second half. 10-point lead for South Summit. Great check, back cut to Snyder, and it goes off a Union foot. It'll be South Summit basketball. Snyder had a great back cut, just unable to get the pass as Peterson goes up top. Ball stolen away by Draper. Draper kicks off to Anderson. Union's got a break, 3-on-1. Peterson hustling back well. Great job by Hannah as she hustled back into the play. Got in front of Anderson, knocked it away a bit. Anderson tried to save it, knocks it out of bounds. South Summit basketball. Now this time Burchell again working hard on the inbound. Gets the steal this time. Kicks off to Anderson. And Burchell has really done a great job on inbound defense for the Cougars. Gives her team another look at the basket, trailing by 10. South Summit staying in a man-to-man. And Burchell will try to dive in, and Josie will reach with the foul. And that will stay the ball with now Union as Burchell will inbound for the Cougars. Never want to see a player reach as a player goes by. That time Josie got caught. Inbound play to Anderson. Nice play by Union. And Anderson gets a bucket. They've cut down to 8-point lead as South Summit now got it clean here. Beautiful look inside from Davis from Peterson. Great assist from Hannah. And Davis, first player to get to double digits, got 10 on the night. Beautiful game from Sierra as Draper gets into the lane. Hard off the glass. Rebound to Peterson. She throws it too hard for Snyder. Great rebound by Hannah. Just a little too much on the outlet pass as Snyder was unable to catch up to it. There'll be a timeout on the court. Full timeout. 5:53 left. Fourth quarter. South Summit by 10. 37-27. 5:53 left in this fourth quarter. South Summit leading by 10, 37-27. Out on the court for the Wildcats, Vadrine, Graycheck, Snyder, Peterson, and Davis. If I had to pick a player of the game tonight, it's Ben Davis. Hard on the glass. Double digits rebound, double digits now in points. Double-double for the night for Davis as she's played a great game like many of these girls. And Anderson is going to travel one more time, probably her fourth or fifth travel from that high post look. Just does not get the ball down quick enough on the turnaround. It'll be South Summit basketball. Peterson's going to inbound. And Peterson will go to Vadrine. Vadrine in some trouble, and she travels. Girls getting some traffic, have a hard time keeping that ball as they put it above their head, start losing their balance a little bit. She drugged the pivot foot. Turnover, South Summit. 5:37 left. And inbounding will go to Anderson. Anderson gets a blocking foul from Davis. Good defense there by Sierra. She's done a nice job keeping her hands up, moving her feet, staying in front. Third foul on Sierra Davis. Fourth team foul on South Summit. Both teams not in the bonus. So they go up high to Anderson. Anderson no good on the shot. And Peterson gets hit hard on the rebound. And it'll be South Summit basketball.
Didn't bother her one bit, did it?
Nope, she's a tough player. Hannah will inbound, goes up high to Snyder. Snyder brings it up for South Summit, and Snyder loses the basketball to Anderson. And Ross will bring it up quickly for the Cougars. Play a little sloppy as Draper goes hard baseline. Hard off the glass, no good, and Peterson another board and comes out of there quickly. Peterson dishes off to Vadrine, open look, too hard. Fight for the board, and Nielsen for the Cougars. South Summit firing up some quick shots and leading by 10. Probably not the best thing they need right now. Like to burn some of this clock off. Each quick shot gives another possession. That's a travel by Anderson. Half a dozen travels here on Anderson as she's played a good game and gets good position. Got to work on that drop step right there with the ball between her feet. She moves to the bucket. No good on the attempt. It'll be South Summit basketball. Checking in for South Summit is going to be Rydalch, Reedhead, and Nichols. Peterson inbounds to Reedhead. Peterson goes up top to Rydalch. And Rydalch now goes left. Pulls it out. And it's knocked away. It'll be South Summit basketball. 4:42 left. South Summit can be very patient on this possession. Work for a good shot as Rachel gets the inbound. And she walks it to the middle. Passes back to Peterson. Peterson's got an open look. No good. Fight for the rebound. Nichols tries to go up for it. Fight for it. Peterson. And Peterson gets the look and will put two free throws opportunities from the free throw line as she gets fouled on the putback. And Hannah will get her first attempt at free throws. Houston gets the foul. Her third team foul on Union. And Peterson with her third point of the night. He's got 3. The lead is up to 11. Peterson's second shot is up and good. 4 points on the night. 2 great free throws from Hannah. 4:30 left in the ball game. And South Summit leads by 12. And time is called as Sierra Davis looks to be shaken up a little bit. And Sammy Rogers will check in. Hopefully Sierra's all right. She's in some pain. And Dinah trying to attend to her. Hopefully she's going to shake it off. Ross for the Cougars. Bouncing the dribble. Goes to Nielsen on the right side. Nielsen dribbles hard right. Pushes off. They got her. Left hand. Trying to go baseline. Shoved the defender out of the way with her free hand. That'll be her third personal foul. 15 foul on the Cougars. Rydalch goes back into Peterson a little too quickly as Hannah doesn't get in quick enough from out of bounds. Another turnover from South Summit. A lot of turnovers, both sides. As Draper, hard to the left, off the glass, no good. Rebound to Nichols, and Nichols comes out. It's got a 2-on-1 over to Reedhead. Ball stolen away beautifully by Nielsen. Nielsen, deep pass to Draper, wide open, gets the bucket. South Summit not able to get back quickly. Union with the good outlet and a blocking foul by Nielsen. And that'll be Nielsen's 4th foul, I believe. She's picked up 2 quick ones. It'll be a timeout on the court. Coach Wagstaff wants to settle things down. South Summit's leading by 10, 39-29. South Summit trying to hold on here, leading by 10. As Union now will up the pressure, and Taylor Reedhead double dribbles. Lots of turnovers here by the Wildcats. 3:48 left. That pressure sometimes, just showing the pressure often will force some girls to do some things they wouldn't normally do. And Taylor, unfortunately, pauses with the ball. And now Union, chance to cut this thing under 10. Nielsen playing with 4 fouls, dribbles left. Ross goes inside beautifully to Draper. Draper off the glass. Good shot by Draper. It's an 8-point lead. And Reedhead being pushed on the side, and that'll be the 16th foul on the Cougars, as Taylor this time does a nice job moving the ball up forward. Next foul will put South Summit into the penalty. And Hannah will inbound to Reedhead. Peterson goes over to Nichols. Nichols to Taylor. Baseline over to Natalie. Cross court to a wide open right-alt. She got the shot. No good. And the rebound to Burchell for Union. Burchell passes off to Nielsen. Union can cut this thing to 6 with a bucket. Still holding on some hope. Try to get back in this ball game. Trailing by 8. Ross goes down low. Ball is blocked by South Summit, and it goes off to Peterson, who was out of bounds. Turnovers. Wolstenhume will check in with this pressure. Wants another ball handler. Nice move there by Coach Wagstaff. Gets another ball handler in the game late in this game. Good free throw shooter as well, McKay is. And Burchell goes up top to Draper. Draper hands off to Ross. 2:50 left. Trying to find something easy as Burchell goes down low. She's got good position off the glass. No good. Gets her own rebound. Goes right. Fouled. No call. As she gets off the bucket, it's a 6-point lead. And Union starting to make a run. Wolstenhume over to Peterson. Peterson loses the ball. Stolen away by Draper. Union's on the break. Ross over to Houston. Ball's knocked away. There's a fight for it. Jump ball. Whose ball is it? And it is South Summit basketball, and Coach Wagstaff wants a timeout. Settle things down. Things getting erratic. 39-33 lead. South Summit still leading. .223 left in the ball game. Coach Wagstaff trying to set up his offense against this pressure. Can't afford any more turnovers, leading to easy buckets. Graycheck checks in, goes to Wolstenhume. Inside, ball stolen away. Draper all alone, and it's a 4-point lead. 39-35. This pressure paying off for Union. Turnovers leading to easy buckets. Graycheck now will go to Peterson. 39-35. South Summit leading by just 4 now. 2 minutes left in the ball game. They go over to Graycheck. Graycheck down low to Rydalch. South Summit now trying to hold on to the ball, and Graycheck is going to travel. Turnover. South Summit consecutive turnovers, and Union can cut this to a 2-point lead by the Wildcats. As Graycheck looked like she got bumped off balance a little bit, had to readjust her feet.
Hate to say it, Cody, we had a 12-point lead when Sierra Davis was in the game.
Yep, she's been huge. And now Draper goes hard into the lane, goes up. She's going to get fouled. Will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. And Nichols will get the foul. Natalie picks up the blocking foul. That'll send Draper to the free throw line. That's the first foul on Natalie, and 15 foul on South Summit. So still 1 out of the bonus. But Draper can cut this lead to 2 on a couple of free throws. That first one is up and no good. Costly miss there from Draper, who's had a nice game for Union as well, as Burchill and Draper, along with Anderson Ross, have led the way for the Cougars. Second shot is up. This one's good. It's a 3-point lead. Closest lead in this fourth quarter as Graycheck goes to Wolstenhume. Wolstenhume does a nice job pulling it out. McKay hands off to Peterson. Now back and forth. Nichols goes to Wolstenhume. Back to Nichols. Over to Graycheck. 3-point lead by South Summit. And Graycheck gets the screen for Natalie to help her out. Natalie now under tight pressure from Ross. Goes down low, fight for the ball. And it's going to send Hannah Peterson to the free throw line. Foul on number 10, Anderson. Dangerous pass from Natalie. Fortunately, Hannah was able to move to that ball and got bumped by Anderson. So big free throws here from Hannah. 1:11 left in the ball game. South Summit trailing by just 3. As Hannah hit 2 big free throws a few minutes ago. First one is up. It's good. Great shot by Hannah. 3 for 3 from the free throw line.
What an important stat that is, Cody.
I'll say, especially leading by a few late in the bonus. Great job by Hannah. 4 consecutive free throws. It's a 5-point lead. Huge, huge shots there by the sophomore. Coming in, playing well. Inside goes Draper. Beautifully done. Draper cuts it back to 3. 1 minute left. And Graycheck brings it up for South Summit. Kicks off to Peterson. Ball's knocked out of bounds. And it'll be South Summit basketball. Coach from Union wants a full timeout, trying to set up what he's going to do now. Trailing by 3. 55 seconds left in the ball game. South Summit leading 41-38. It'll be South Summit basketball out of the timeout. Union calls the timeout. Try to set up a defense, get the ball back. They trail by 3. It's 41-38 lead for the Wildcats. Far side of the court, Hannah Peterson will inbound to a line set from the Wildcats. We'll fan off little by little here. They'll go to Josie. Nicely done by South Summit. Josie hands off to McKay. And McKay will pull it back. 48 seconds. Inside to Hannah. Hannah gets the bucket. Great pass from McKay. And Hannah Peterson with her 7th point, eighth point of the night for Hannah. Great minutes off the bench. It's a 5-point lead. Inside goes Draper, blocking foul on South Summit. That'll send Draper to the free throw line. Draper has really carried the load here offensively in the last 2-3 minutes as she's kept things going, putting the ball in from the free throw line and inside. Needs these 2 free throws. Just 30 seconds left in the ball game. First shot is up and it's good. Draper cuts it to 4-point lead. Big shot here as Peterson and Nichols down low trying to rebound for South Summit. And it's going to fall out. Natalie with the great offensive or defensive board. She gets it out of bounds, knocks it out of bounds on the fight for it. It'll be South Summit turnover to Union. They'll get another look here to cut it to 2. It inbounds to Anderson. Anderson puts it up, no good. And Graycheck gets the loose ball. Nice hustle there by Josie. Josie hands off to Peterson. Peterson to all alone. Nichols up and good. That might do it. Natalie Nichols with the bucket. South Summit leads by 6. Just 11 seconds left in the ball game. Great pass and a great finish by Natalie. And Natalie gets her 9th point of the night. Having a great game as well. Natalie Nichols. Good balanced scoring over to Ross. Ross tries to pump fake. Goes to Anderson at the free throw line. No good. Burchell tries to save it. Saves it to Rydalch. Rydalch goes to Graycheck. Graycheck's going to get fouled and she'll go to the free throw line. And South Summit's going to win their home opener. 2 seconds left. A 6-point lead. They had to fight for it late as Union made a nice run, and congrats to Union on a nice push to make this game a lot tighter than it was just 3-4 minutes ago. But South Summit will prove to hold on, large in part to big free throws there by Hannah Peterson and a bucket by Peterson. Scores 4 points late. Natalie Nichols finishes it off with a bucket to put it out of reach. Now is Graycheck, just a little icing on the cake, gets the free throw as Josie Graycheck gets her 5th point of the night. And we'll get a chance to get to 6 as Josie's shot is up. It's deep. Fight for the board. And there'll be a foul on the play with just 0.7 seconds left in the game. Still good hustle there by South Summit, fighting for loose balls. And so Union will get a chance with a 1-and-1 situation. And Burchell will finish this ball game off from the free throw line. Burchell's free throw is up and no good, rims out. And that'll be the ball game. Nice home win against 3A Union as South Summit moves to 2-0 on the season. They win 46-39. Great balanced scoring overall from South Summit as Natalie Nichols had 9. Josie Graycheck has 5. Sierra Davis had 10. Rachel Rydalch was 7. Sydney Vadrine 2. McKay Wolstenhume 3. Taylor Reed had 2. And coming off the bench with 8 big points, Hannah Peterson. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 girls score for South Summit. And 10, 9, 7, 8, 5. Very good balanced scoring. Good sign for South Summit as they go to 2-0 on the season. And Coach Wagstaff starts the season with a couple of nice wins, one on the road, one here at home. They head to a tough tournament this weekend up at Bear River where they will meet some tough 3, 4, 5A teams. So we wish them good luck up there at the Bear River tournament on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And we'll have our next home games available to you. I believe it's not till after Christmas.
I think it's December 27th, Saturday against Wasatch, 7 o'clock.
So join us then for the next broadcast of Wildcat basketball. It'll be the girls against Wasatch. Have a couple of games over the break, and then the region schedule starts into the new year. So it's going to be an exciting year of South Summit winter sports. So have a great night. Good win here by South Summit. Jeremy, thanks for your work. And for those students and their camera work, thanks to All West TV. And for Intermountain Health Center, who's been a big contributor to South Summit Athletics as well, we thank them and appreciate all those who contribute to South Summit Athletics. Have a great night and a great holiday, and we'll talk to you soon.